I'm going to try to share something with you that God shared with me that I'm not even sure if I fully grasp everything that He was trying to tell me. We were taking communion in church this morning, and as the pastor was, just reading the passage, talking about, they're in the upper room, and I've got the bread, the little wafer in my hand. And when he gets to the part where he talks about that it was broken, I always break my wafer. I don't know if everybody does this. I think some people do. I've seen people before do it, and I've been like, oh, great, I'm not the only one. But then I've also seen people not do it. So that's what I choose to do, is I break it, because he broke the bread, so I break my little wafer. So when I broke it, I looked down at it, and I had this, almost like this awakening and awareness, something I was really drawn to. And I was drawn to the fact that once that wafer was broken, it couldn't be put back together. And I thought, how odd of a thought to have. And then I kind of was holding it together, and I could see the broken line that was there. And when I did, I had this image of, like in the Passions of the Christ, when Jesus is being depicted as standing there at the whipping post, which is, I have to close my eyes every time that I watch it. So I've actually never watched the whole whipping post scene, just a little bit of it. But I have a vision of, Christ at the whipping post, and his body had a mark on it. And then I thought about how his hands had a mark on it, and the crowns left a mark. And then I had a thought about how sin was us missing a mark. And then I had this, I don't know if this was what the Lord was trying to lead me to see, but then I thought in my head, when I get out of church, I'm going to look up what the word mark means, because it feels like it's very significant. And then as I was coming down the steps to go out of the church, I felt like the Lord was saying, Tracy, sometimes I don't need you to go look up the Greek and the Hebrew for everything I say. Sometimes I want to have a conversation with you in your now language. Sometimes when I'm speaking with you, it's not always me about wanting you to go and look up what the Greek meant and what the Hebrew meant. Sometimes I mean what I mean for right now, because I'm not just a God of the Bible, I'm a God of right now. And so I thought about that, and I was like, okay, well, what could that possibly mean? So now I'm in this place where I'm putting you guys in what happens when the Lord tells me something, how I process it. And so I was like, okay, well, marks on your body, if you're marked, then you're marked. And then I thought about that. And then as I was thinking about it, I had a couple of things that I thought about, and I'm going to go back to the wafer. So I was like, when you break the bread ought to break you, and it ought to put a mark on you that's never able to be changed, but in a good way. And I thought about all the marks that Jesus took was because sin means to miss the mark. And so his body is bearing all the marks of the times that we've missed the mark. And so when we stand before God, and God is like, what's the reason? I don't think God asked you, but let's just pretend he does. What's the reason that you should be allowed to come into heaven? And for me, it would be, I missed all the marks, but he didn't. Like, Jesus didn't miss any of the marks. Like, the marks are in his hands, and he tells Peter, Thomas, here's the marks. You can see them. Here's my side. You can see that's there. And then I thought about, relationships often leaves marks on us, and a lot of relationships leaves us broken in ways, and sometimes they don't leave us broken. Sometimes relationships heals things that are broken, and I think that's what Jesus does, is all the marks that's left on you for relationships that aren't good for you or unhealthy for you. They left an ugly mark, and then Jesus comes in, and it changed you, but his mark comes on your life, and it changes in a different way. And so now it's like this mark is here, and it's present for you to see, but it heals, and it might leave a little bit of a mark where it once was, but it's just a memory that one time it was there. And it also leaves a memory of when we miss a mark, when we take a wrong relationship and it leaves a mark on our lives. It is a reminder that I don't want to be scarred and marked that way, so I need to be more aware of the relationships that I have, more aware of the way I'm navigating life. And so that was kind of like what the Lord was, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I'm like, God, I'm too emotional for you to share things with me like that. Like when the Lord shares something I feel like is deep like that I don't even know if I have a full grasp of it. I just thought there was something special in that. And I thought maybe there might be somebody out there that would like that picture too in your mind, that you would like to also think that sometimes marks happen, and we don't like it. We don't really want the marks and the scars. And that's why Jesus stood there and took the marks and the scars, so you don't have to bear them, and you don't have to go through life with those, because he already did it. And anyway, I just wanted to to just share that with you guys. It might mean nothing, it might mean something, but it means something to me today. So I'm also sharing it, so when I go back and look at my page, I can go, remember that Sunday on Palm Sunday when you came out of church and the Lord was talking to you about marks. Anyway, just wanted to share that.